we have a scapegoat, boys. All right, EDG and IG, game 3. It's the final game of the day. We literally cannot go into another game unless there's a remake. I probably shouldn't have said that. EDG banning away Rumble and Malzahar into the first phase of bans, while LeBlanc aimed at Scout once more. We still have Jason in the field. Varus taken away.
I think this summarizes again that EDG were actually respecting Duke's Rumble by putting it onto Mouse instead of giving him a champion that he's much more comfortable with. So by banning it this time around, they're on blue side. They can look towards, let's say, Jace, because they've just banned away my Rand already. It's okay if they get a Jace.
You would also think that this moves Maokai much higher up on the priority. And that you would expect that Invictus Gaming either going to pinch that or take it away from EDG because they are far too effective with that champion. It's easy, it's binary, it's Maokai, it's Mouse.
Rengar once again for EDG as a priority pick from these teams, and I don't see why you wouldn't take Jace here from IG.
We are Invictus Gaming on red side as well for the third game. It feels pretty exciting to even say that. Red side rookie will have the last pick. Zed isn't banned yet. Jace isn't banned yet. You can play anything under the sun that can go mid.
Yeah, gets priority. And here's the Gragas pickup, so again, a flex pick.
And you
also
already,
the Lulu.
Yeah, and you already now have defensive options against both Maokai as well as the Rengar. So Rengar no longer has that King assassination potential that he could because he's dealing with the Lulu. And likewise, that Gragas can still be flexed into the top lane or the jungle, and Gragas can really give Maokai a hard time. He wants to come in, be on top of your team, and Gragas just resets him out. See you, mate.
Jace picked away here from EDG, so at least there is respect towards that fact that Rookie could pick it up, regardless of the fact that Rookie does have last pick. So
the team comp is very physical heavy at the moment. If they go for an AD carry as well, like that's all physical damage. So if they commit to this, it'd have to be something magic damage in the jungle.
Elise?
But it's not, so there's a Rengar. It has to be a mid laner. Like there has to be a Jace top, right? That's the biggest indicator there.
Last time I listened to you, I wasn't looking at screen. I trust falled on Rusty, and he led me down a stray.
Yep. You're on the floor. IG now looking towards the next bans. What's it gonna be?
Where are we? Probably just be Syndra again.
Welcome, Scout. So if that's the case, IG are really running down the clock on this one. Ban something. It's gonna be Maokai.
Ooh, that was close. I was like, no, please not a remake.
Not again.
I think they're getting pinched though in the jungle position. EDG should actually, like, Kid might be the Gragas. It's really hard to say. EDG even laughing or banning that away.
Take away everything that Rookie has. Nami is the final ban from IG. Taking away that from Mako. Will it be just another mid lane ban from EDG? Quite possible.
You would think it would try to just make Jace's matchup safer. Unless, like Rusty is saying, it's actually Jace top lane and Syndra mid.
Well, Orianna's the final ban, and they say something towards it being a Scout Jace. But IG, back on their side. They have last pick, so they'll probably pick up their top lane or jungle here.
Yeah, so we should see where the flex actually goes at this point. Be risky to ban one of those from EDG on their second ban phase, not knowing where the flex actually commits to. He played a jungle, but Gragas is primarily seen top lane. This is also just a good champion.
Okay, well, it's, gonna give Duke the priority now in the top lane. And since everything was banned out against Rookie, I guess it would just be settling with the Syndra here. And EDG back over to them. They're looking for a support. And also a top lane or mid laner.
This is good. Zyra does make sense. Karma, perhaps, if they wanted to go fully down the rabbit hole of we need magic damage in our team composition. Zyra does more of it, and it's a little bit more disengaged oriented though.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing for me is the fact that Zyra creates such a wide control or zone control in front of her, and you have such long range champions like the Jace, like the Jen, that Zyra just needs to drop the ultimate and separate them and let her two poking champions do the work. And then once someone's low, throw Rengar in there. Throw Nautilus on top of it.
Yeah, works for me. Mouse on Nautilus would be absolutely fine. You have to disengage, you have to engage. You have all the abilities to keep IG at range, apart from Rengar wanting to jump in. And final pick, it's going to go to Duke. Here's the pick of the letter, apart from Rumble.
Yeah, it's about what does he want to play into a Nautilus. He'll always get pushed in if he plays a tank. He could play a carry, like a Fiora.
Gangplank, let's go.
Gangplank is okay.
just want to see Duke play Gangplank. Hey! Who's the analyst? Got a final pick of Gangplank going over to Duke in the top lane. And that's the full composition. So Rocky on Syndra, Duke on Gangplank, Kid sitting on, once again, a jungle Gragas, and Ezreal with Lulu.
Gangplank's cool. I think it's a lot of extra damage that they needed, but it's also this really weird team composition of non-committal engage in any member of the team. Syndra can pick someone off. Gangplank ultimate can. Gragas can with a cask if they want. Like Lulu can make sure that the ham Gragas actually gets empowered and does even more. But they don't need to do any of that because everything I just mentioned can go the opposite way for disengage. And so it's a difficult to execute upon, high damage composition, but like emphasizing the fact that that is really difficult to execute on against what is a stock standard, pretty good composition out of EDG.
Again, it comes down to that idea that if EDG ever corral Invictus Gaming into a 5v5, unless it's super massive late game and Duke has just gone huge on Gangplank, they'll just get torn apart. They've got nothing to stand in front of them. I do like the interaction of taking Gangplank into Jhin. Jhin likes to stand stationary during his ultimate. Gangplank really dissuades against that by dropping his ult on top of him. So there's counterplay, just like Rusty said, very hard to execute. And we haven't seen Invictus Gaming do one of these compositions.
Yeah, more often than not, when they try something different, it just doesn't quite hit the mark. So maybe EDG's just tried and true method of, let's just run at them.
If there's one thing that I do trust, though, Pulse, it's individually Duke on Gangplank and individually Rookie on Syndra. There was a game a couple of weeks ago where we all just genuinely believed the Rookie was scripting on Syndra. He was too good at dodging spells.
We thought the same when he was playing Rise early on, but he was sidestepping everything. Yeah,
that's true.
So Duke once more on this Gangplank. Let's see if we can make it work, because this time EDG have the Jace. But it's a question of whether Scout can use it to the same effectiveness that Rookie did in Game 2. We'll find out all of those questions and more as we head into Game 3, our final game of the day, our match of the week. It's IG versus EDG.
And we got the Rengar. So Fire Lily finally gets the power champion. He couldn't carry on the Kha'Zix. Maybe it'll change this time around, and he is empowered by all of his lanes to do so. Not necessarily in bringing the hard CC, but in making sure that he stays safe and gets to level 6 within his own jungle. Because Jhin Zyra, that's a hard pushing lane. Jace, hard pushing lane. Nautilus, hard pushing lane.
Yeah, they've got lane control to the point where Fire Lily should be fine. One thing that we have often seen into Rengars, the best way to expose them is by picking Kha'Zix yourself and invading their jungle. You can 1v1 that Rengar super early in the game, catch him out hitting a camp, get the jump on him, and you always win the 1v1. But to have that, you do need to have those pushing lanes. Right now for IG, firstly, Gragas doesn't have the greatest of early clears. We've seen it happen already. And he won't be able to really invade Fire Lolly. But Rookie is the one lane that he'll be looking towards as a pushing lane. So honestly, if I was EDG, I'd say, well, I just need to not die to Rookie and Kid with Rookie, and then we're happy.
I would love to see kind of an early cheese gank from Kid on Rookie's lane, especially for a Syndra. Syndra can start, what is it? Force of Will.
Yeah.
And outrange a lot of her lane assignments and start chipping away at their health instead of starting Q and just hard pushing a wave. It usually means that a jungler will be towards the lane early on.
He's making so much bank off Mouse.
Yeah.
He missed a minion, but he got enough from the Q that he's made more than a minion already.
Insane.
That's like 40 gold.
This is insane.
Gangplank top lane's actually crazy because of the brush everywhere as well. So you can Q and then reset minion aggro. It shouldn't actually change the pace of the lane minion control-wise. You do earn a lot more money than you would otherwise get. That's why mid lane Gangplank's super risky. If you Q and have the banded mastery on, you get the minion aggro and you lose trades if they turn on you. Most mid laners also have a lot of damage anyway from range.
We'll check back in later with Duke, because he'll just be trying to farm up until 2 items essentially, and also his Death's Daughter first upgrade. And Kid is just take away the rest of his buffs before he looks towards any type of gank. Taking his blue for the walk. There you go. He's onto his grump as well. Efficiency in the jungle right here.
And speaking of efficiency, Farley cleared out all the bottom of his jungle, reset his back, and is now walking towards the top side of his jungle. So Rengar very clearly looking for the long haul here. So, like you said, his lanes just need to stay safe, not die, wait for Rengar.
Stay put. Call for assistance. Wait for assistance. Scout's gonna take a beating from Rookie. You take my pick.
I
Still
take
got
your
Syndra.
pick.
Yeah, I take your pick, yeah.
I think this is pretty fair to say a statement game for Rookie as well. If he beats Scout with his own champion, I mean, good luck, Scout. That's not even being exposed, that's just being bodied.
I think if he played Zed as well, maybe, then it would be beating with that, but before Scout took him out with the Syndra. So, if we had a 4th game, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, it would still be a pretty big bodying. Top lane, Duke getting pushed in, but he's just still farming up. There's slight priority early game to Mouse, but it will start wearing off eventually.
Duke's meant to get pushed in this matchup. Also, just Nautilus in general will always have the early push with the Riptide, being able to clear out minions so easily. Also, Gangplank, when he doesn't have the bush priority, will have minions also going towards him, so he loses control of the minion waves. He also started Mana Crystal with a refillable potion, so in terms of itemization, very much aware of that fact.
And right now, Kid is actually being hunted. So Fire Lily has moved in underneath Gragas, placed this Heat Vision, and then sat on his control ward. So he saw Kid move up into the Krugs with the information acquired by the Vision, and then stole his Raptors from underneath him. Like, just...
They know, though.
Ugh.
The thing is, yeah, Fire Lily walked past this ward. It has been there for a while. It's like Kid walked in and took the explosive plant. He's acknowledged that he's going for Krugs. He doesn't want to fight for Raptors as the Gragas right now. Just wants to get some extra experience. They're both looking towards level 6's Duke. You can't just recall there, buddy.
Duke doesn't care. Duke does what he wants. It won't mean that he's going to have to stay for this next wave. Come over here. Riptide me. You have
That's
to step
actually
up.
a
There's no
frozen
melee
wave,
minions.
though, so Duke should recall there. That's perfect. Gets the Sheen, perhaps.
We're coming back. It's going to be lower mana, though.
I mean, kegs don't cost mana. He'll be okay.
Yeah. We'll see. we'll go back up there at some point. Mid still going at it. Slight advantage to Rocky still. And pretty much said nothing about bot lane because it's just been farm central from both teams. Oh, the shock blasts have they've started from Scout.
And we're getting closer and closer to that level 6 mark, not only for Rengar, but also for Rookie. He's doing a good job chunking Scout out and finding these repeated stuns on him. Scout does need to be careful. He's lost control of the creep wave. And there you go. Rookie gets level 6 first, and Scout has to give away all control of mid lane.
I actually looked over to a different monitor and expected to see something that's
Yeah,
the same thing. Because we had 3 monitors we're casting from. Frost points to a monitor both Rusty and I are not looking at. It's like, oh, something new's going to go over here. Maybe it's Rookie. Good thing I did turn right because Rookie blows him up in the mid lane.
Rookie, man, just takes apart Scout again. Exhaust still available, but the Syndra's ultimate range is actually further than that of an Exhaust. Scout just dies.
I just straight up that got knocked up and taken out. Top lane, same thing's gonna happen. 1v1 outplay, but the slowdown, he will fall for this 1-to-1 trade.
And he gets the creeps because of the
Duke's
kiss.
I actually don't think I've seen Duke like change emotion up until this point in time.
He's not chewing gum tonight, I checked.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But he's still happy now. He's showing emotion, so perhaps there's a direct correlation there.
He's there to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and he's all out of gum.
No, he's literally Duke Nukem.
But he died.
But he did die.
He
But he
killed
took him out, and he took the minion wave with him.
And he still has flash, whereas Nautilus doesn't.
Yeah. That's a net win if I've ever seen one, Rusty.
If Kid comes up there, I agree.
Yeah, if he actually repeats on that, on top of the mouse. He has no ultimate, so maybe Kid will look towards it when he hits 6. Alright, Rookie's back. Rookie's got a lot of farm over Scout. Rookie's just gonna...
Yep.
Oh.
He just hits every stun.
No.
You want to talk about matchups? We just watched a Jace beat a Syndra, now we're watching a Syndra beat a Jace. The only consistent factor there is Rookie, this man. He has been on form since week 1 of the LPL, but now he's showing it against one of the best star mid laners of this league.
Yeah.
Kitty sees you.
He is completely bodying Scout. Man, Rookie's just so good. It's fantastic to see Rookie play, and the fact he also plays, I wouldn't say off-meta picks, but he'll definitely pick something new up. If Katarina comes in, then he'll definitely play it. We saw that ban out in game 1 as well, so there's so much respect towards this guy that you know he's going to do well regardless of what he picks.
Straight into Sork shoes as well, so light magic penetration.
No
May
fear.
even have that in his reds. Counteracts the null magic mantle.
This is the 3v2, however.
Ah, there's someone in this bush. Mako will back away. Take the Glitter Lance. We'll go back into the bottom lane. And Rocky just kind of wandering back and forth. He has ET farm. That's like perfect. He must have been taking Raptors.
I think so.
Because if not, then that's like almost perfect CS.
He may have with the first blue that he used, but I'm pretty sure I just watched Viola and Kid consistently fight for them as well.
Felt like he hadn't moved.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's literally just botting Scout right now.
It's absurd. The fact that you've got a kill you've been trading and have the CS? Unnatural. Marge getting blasted in the bottom lane by Zet and Mako. It's still pretty even until someone comes down there and upsets the scales. And red buff.
But so it begins. Kid has level 6, feels confident to start making power plays. Rookie's got control of the mid lane. And now they're starting to also pull Megan and Marge.
Ooh, Stranglethorns will force the flash from Megan.
Good damage though.
Yeah, nice response from Marge. And Fire Lolly, he just gets to see his red buff go away. And Blast Plant also used.
And that was a big ultimate used bottom, the Zyra. So, I mean, he still has the Jhin ultimate, but Fire Lolly doesn't have a lot of options about where he can be most effective on the map right now to use his own power in Rengar.
Rookie's looking to set up on jungle. He has been sighted out by this ward though. So, I'm pretty sure he got seen out. But he's still setting up in this bush. He's expecting someone to come through his way.
He's waiting for Scout to rotate down because they were threatening the potential dive because you also didn't have vision on Kid. But like you said, the ward just picks him out, so Scout just stays away from him and is now rotating top lane.
That was a hectic anchor.
Yeah.
Gonna pop the ultimate once again. I'm not entirely sure he's in kill range. Well, scrap that because here comes Scout. Ultimate used. He's so close. Fluttering blows enough damage. You know, maxed out ability. Oh, Shock Blast is enough to finish him off. Finally, Duke goes down.
They're trading in the middle lane though as a response. It's a good move from Scout. Very Rookie-esque from what we saw in the second game. But Megan's here, Kid's here. Zyra doesn't have the ultimate. There's no threat of the bottom lane of EDG rotating at all. But there is a teleport.
And here's Fire Lolly as well, popping his ultimate. The hook. Oh, lands onto Megan, not the one he wanted to dodge. Preferably Kid would have tanked that one. And the ultimate was not enough from Rocky to finish off Mako.
Just miscommunication right there. Kid had Cask as well. Like you said, just take the bullet for the team and then reset with your ultimate. Poor little Megan.
That was close though. Good dodge from Mako. Harold's angry. Get back in your pit.
Get back in there. Whoop. Fire Lolly. Scored out. Ultimate.
Good
nice
flash.
Perfect timing on that flash.
Rookie didn't have his ultimate though. I'm not actually sure he would have died, to be honest with you. He did still need to flash, and he is pretty far ahead of Kid. Look at the items that they've got too. That's a big Rengar.
Spending all of his time farming the jungle, although that CS discrepancy isn't as telling as it once was, simply because there's so much golden Krugs and Raptors now.
Duke, he's still farming away. It's getting to the point where Mouse does damage still, but Oranges and him just being gangplank is putting a stop to that. And Triforce is on the horizon very shortly.
It's getting to the point where EDG need to start being proactive with their composition. You have to look towards Fire Lolly though.
You have to look towards Rookie. Like, Fire Lolly has to look towards Rookie. Killing Duke is fine, but Duke is 9 odd CS down. He's going to collect a wave. You can dive him all you want, but he'll still be making extra gold. And you're just getting your own top laner ahead by putting him behind. So realistically, it's okay.
Well, Duke is making a run for it. This is the day you almost caught Duke.
And now it's a race for the towers. Again, mid tower is so low.
There's one hit.
Rocky's under attack. He's on top of Captive Audience. Gets there as well. Looking for the disengage. Doesn't have the barrel, but the fact that Megan and Kid were there means the Scout will not choose to go in, and he's out of mana.
Everybody's flashing Scout's Jace Q, so he's not doing any damage with the melee hammer Q at the moment. That's the only reason Rookie's able to get out alive. You gotta love exploiting the interactions. Yep.
But that's a lot of flashes burnt from the side of IG, so it is something that EGG can revisit on. But the fact that these plays are so infrequent, by the time that you do make a play, then maybe someone else's flashes back up.
You know what else is also cool? There's a chance Duke's going to be going for the Sterix Gauge build. We also saw this from Huni, I believe. The merit behind this is he's against a Rengar and a Jace who will be trying to get on top of him and killing him. It'll prevent a lot of that upfront burst. And Duke, if he can get through a couple rotations, either of the kegs or secondly getting the oranges, then having a Hysteric Stage, maybe even another rotation of oranges, like he's so hard to kill. And if they're focusing his lane, he's building to not die, and he'll always outscale.
And he doesn't have to do damage. That's the big thing. Outscale. Like, Syndra is going to take control of the early game. Ezreal can take control of the mid game. And then Duke won't be punished for that defensive itemization because he's still going to be GP late game if they need him at that point.
He's still scaling. Despite the pressure in top lane, he's still scaling. As soon as he gets to 2 items, he's going to be a monster. Firelolly comes in once more with
Dead now, though.
The ultimate. Yeah, he's very dead. He's going to take him out of the air there with the dredge line.
That's a camp if I've ever seen one.
IG are pushing down the bottom lane. Block the minion wave. Block the ults from Zed. Should be able to take down this tower now, but it's going to be exchanged in the top side.
Ultimately, though, Invictus Gaming still a tower up unless Scout can do some serious damage to this mid lane structure.
He's moving elsewhere, actually. Looks like he's just warding off to the side, or he's doing something.
Raptor camp, maybe?
He's hiding himself at the very least. He doesn't want to be on vision. Invictus Gamer getting a potential Drake, though, is another point of power for them.
Good news, though, is that it's only the Cloud Drake for EDG, so free to make a top lane trade versus bot lane trade because it was Cloud Dragon in play.
I just can't help but feel like while I'm watching this game, Rookie's just too fed. I'm just watching a Gangplank die and thinking it's still a Gangplank. He's still farming perfectly fine and getting more gold than you do on average for a minion. And Rookie is 50 CS ahead with the kill.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bye,
we have
Mako.
Mako walking into the bush, and Rookie happened to be there, so you're dead. I'm sorry.
Good
No
night.
refunds.
Sweet plan, Prince.
And now the lane assignments and rotations come in.
So dead. Like, I'm
Like, unbelievably dead.
erased to the point where I'm not sure the Zyra would respawn. That's how dead Zyra was. Like, you just permadeath.
And then, like, eventually, Rookie just sitting in the brush is going to pay off. Someone's going to walk through one of those bushes and he gets something done. Doesn't convert into anything, but does just give him more gold while they're all the waves pushing anyway. So
It is
he'll
creeping
convert it into a Seeker's Arm Guard.
IG's vision line that much more forward. Again, they have both the outer towers down in mid and bottom lane, so they can continue to exploit EDG's red side buff. And it's probably the most pivotal point to have control of on the map right now because Baron's not in play. You want to be playing around the bottom side, so I would say just Rookie, do it again. Just go find a bush, sit in it, go fishing.
See what you catch. You can blow up everyone who isn't Mouse at this stage in game, and even maybe Mouse because he just has Merc Threads.
He's pretty tanky. I don't think that Rookie'd be able to kill him, not in one rotation anyway. It would be the ultimate and then at least 5 extra Qs. But
Maybe, but I'd
IG's
like to see
strategy
him
is
try.
ignore the mouse, go for the structures as a team, because eventually you'll bring enough people to the lane where the Nautilus is that it's just not worth him trying to stop you. EDG's response is basically 1-3-1. Duke has ult. So
Yeah, gonna drop that in the bottom lane, and Scott's gonna back away. So successful defense while top lane's pushed in by IG. This will be a tower in response, and Mouse cannot step up.
the thing with Gangplank and Rumble is that they both are very good in situations like this at slowing down the pace of EDG's game. Duke has been doing that quite well.
Even just his positioning, he didn't see where 3 members of EDG were on the map, so he steps back, throws his ultimate down, just in case there's a potential dive there. So, little things, quite clever.
Every little bit counts. IG slight advantage in this game in terms of gold, but he just getting on map pressure and will. The gold is located, which is Rookie. Rookie is definitely at the point where he can blow up most members of this team. He's on 2 items as well.
And saying that, I feel like EDG could just bring Mouse to the party and scare all of IG away. He is massive. Like 2-1-2, no one's touching him except Rookie. And if Rookie's using his single target burst, which is where the Cinder excels. Actually, you know what? He's just going to be in trouble
It's
here.
1 versus 3, but he has us on his hourglass and the counter game from Kid. He takes down 1. Firelolly turned on. He does have the ultimate looking to go. Firelolly drops low, and Mouse is in here as well. Someone kill Rocky. Finally, Firelolly does it, but at the cost of both Mako and Firelolly. Mouse is just in the skirmish of all these members. Briefly turned into a squirrel before going down to meet them.
No.
3-1 trade. Was that worth it? No, it was not.
You can bring Mouse down to the party, but you don't put him behind a turret, right? That's pretty silly.
Naturally, the idea here was to just burst out Rookie, but it was a perfect hourglass. He already burns the ultimate on Mako. Kid then finishes the kill. Rookie flashes the last shot, gets the Lulu ultimate, eventually will fall. But EDG have invested everything, the kitchen sink, and their lives in just killing the Syndra.
Barely killing the Syndra as well. We've got another play opening up in the bot lane for some reason. Here comes March. He's very low. Mako and Duke dead. I think, yeah.
He wants the shock blast, but he doesn't have the gate. Marge lives. He actually just killed someone on the way through as well. So Mako's having a real rough game on this Zyra. They're exploiting how squishy of a champion Zyra can actually be. I also think Rookie could have lived in that play if Kid had hit the ultimate, unfortunately. Maybe didn't expect the stun out of the Syndra. That was closer to being even more of a disaster.
And that ultimately affects EDG's vision line. Mako's your primary source of wards. He needs to get in there, start laying down the vision to create safety, but he can't go anywhere because every single member on Invictus Gaming's lineup has kill threat on poor little Zyra. She runs into a gangplank, disaster. Syndra, disaster. Ezreal?
You know what he needs?
What's that?
Fire lily.
Only he had one.
It's gone missing.
He's AWOL. If found, please return to EDG. Call this number.
Good job, Kid. It hadn't spawned yet.
Well, Rookie will take this one away. That's fine. Once again, Duke's ultimate used to stop the push in the bottom lane. That tower is still standing. We're going to go in for another push, but now Rookie's here, so dredge line to safety, friend. And Kid is also on his way bot lane. He's just hanging around in the jungle.
And frankly, EDG at this point have just been very lucky with the RNG dragon spawn that it hasn't been something more punishing like an Infernal, like a mountain. The fact that it's back-to-back Cloud is kind of like their only bright spot in this game because like, it's fine, it's not the Baron yet, it's not in play, just 10 more minutes, just 15 more minutes, where if these were mountain or Infernal spawns, they would not have that same luxury.
But when the clouds part, what's behind it? It's Infernal Dragon, Mountain Dragon. So EDG still need to establish like something over the area because eventually it's going to stop being clouds.
The clouds part and all you can see is Mordor.
What does that look like in this game? Probably
Infernal
a 2-1 and 2 Rookie and an Infernal Dragon. Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah. EDG are sitting around the area, but the crab has already gone down to IG.
They're ready to fight to Invictus Gaming. They've got item spikes. They're completely set up. EDG should not actually look for this one unless they genuinely believe they have no other choice but to team fight.
They were just using the Rengar ultimate to help them ward.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But it's a necessity in this game.
That's hilarious.
Ping, ping. 2 Trinity Forces completed from IG.
Yep. And Starrick's Gauge as well for Duke. He's ready to go. Already mentioned it makes him pretty difficult to kill. It doesn't make him a tank, but it does mean he can be a frontline member for Invictus Gaming.
And EDG have to go this up. You can already see they're calling the recalls. They have to deal with the big wave crashing up into the top side of the map. Again, RNG's has smiled on them today because it was just Cloud. What's our third one?
Cloud.
Is it really?
We don't know.
Wow. They got so lucky.
It is Cloud. Oh! Scout caught in the bottom lane. He's going to get engaged upon, and I mean, Marge is going to finish him off. That was just a simple kill caught in rotation. And they'll look towards this bottom tower.
They should be getting this for free as well. Kid,
It's a little bit scary for a couple members in this skirmish. Kid will back away. He's still alive, but we're opening up the curtain call. Someone's going to have to block from him, and it's probably not going to want to be Megan. Firelolly comes in. He gets one. Looking towards Rookie and Marge. Good Asos comes down, but he misses the timing, but he's going to turn around and simply not have the damage. So that's a 1-for-2 advantage in the end to EDG.
Best case scenario for them. Invictus Gaming do get the dragon, overreach, try to go for the tower, and are punished for it. I believe that it's just the pocket kills, though. They don't get any sort of shutdown bonus. Nope.
That's a no on that one, Frost.
Yeah, the gold is very well spread.
To convert that in to anything. Yeah, 2 is up and down the board.
Oh, with Invictus Gaming having complete tempo of the map as well. If EDG get anything, it'll generally just be a kill.
They pushed so far up as well. Like, you look at where the kills went down, and it's like in a tower of EDG at 22 minutes, you know. EDG pushing down mid, so they are trying to convert it, but not before Marge, Megan, and Kid are on their way. That was an aggressive arcane shift. but he knew he could make it work apparently.
Don't mind that. Look at the damage that it just did as well to Mako. Basically half health.
Yep, that hurts. EDG still at the advantage. Not massive in terms of goal, but just in terms of pressure, what they have in this game. And Duke, he's still in the side lane. He's still farming.
And the problem is that they're losing control of their side waves. Rookie also just spent some time on the bottom of the side wave prepping it, and so EDG are just constantly at that point, like Rusty is saying, like, they get these kills, but they then have to just rush and reset the map or try to get everything back to even. They don't get to take the kills and then snowball into a tower, into a Baron, into a Dragon.
Whereas if IG get the wins, they get all of the above. Because they're set up for those objectives right now. As you mentioned, the slow push bottom lane actually translates to a Baron, which is what they're now looking at taking 24 minutes in.
All waiting in brushes. All pulling a Rookie. It is weighing off to the side. He's found Fire Lolly. Probably going to be the end of the kitty cat right here. Follow up with the damage, but he should be out. Rookie takes a lot of damage, but Mod just joined the party. Couldn't call. Is it enough to dissuade? A lot of low members right here. Who's going to be eating the fourth shot? It's Rookie, but he is shielded up. Fire Lolly's coming in, and he dives in. Look at the damage out from the savagery. Final shot in from Scout. Not quite enough right there as Megan, Marge, and Kid all make their way out. Unfortunately, Duke was not so lucky.
And Mako completely makes up for his piss-poor early game with an amazing Zyra ultimate on that fight right there. They're going to get the Baron for this.
Shock Blast, not enough
just
to finish
go
up
back to
Megan,
Baron.
but he's backing away.
Just have Scout zone off the jungler, go back to Baron.
They are converging on it. And it started off by Mako and Zet.
But they didn't get their tank there in time.
Nautilus will get there. Fire Lolly also is on his way. Scout is still zoning perfectly fine. Mudge does have a lot of damage if they end up duking it out in a 1v1, but IG overreaching for picks, losing team fights because Rookie's getting caught. They completely give over the advantage that they've gained for so long. EDG have a gold lead.
Literally a single team fight has now turned this game around.
IG, they had such control, but the overreach onto Fire Lolly, it looked like he was dead.
Yeah, and the big thing is that the Syndra stun didn't connect right there, so they couldn't get the change CC displacement to pop him. And then this Zyra ultimate separates, creates the space. Scout also sidesteps another stun. And then Fire Lolly is like, I sacrificed my life for you. Does massive damage, and Jace is just going to follow up the rest of this fight.
And to be clear as well, Syndra didn't use the ultimate on Fire Lolly when it's caught. So instead of using the ultimate, he tried to be over-aggressive and save it, and that's what happens.
Punished in the end. Also getting caught by that fourth shot in from Zed. I mean, the result probably would have been similar, but maybe not losing multiple members.
This is how frustrating this is. Invictus Gaming's phenomenal early game could have been 2 Infernal Dragons, and that team fight could have been entirely different.
It's true, but they got RNG'd, unfortunately.
Oh, that stings.
But you've also got to play differently when you have those two Cloud Dragons. So it's a bit of both. But yes, I definitely agree. IG now on the back foot while this Baron is up, but they are still strong. It's to the point where EDG can't brute force objectives and just say we are definitively stronger. Fire Lolly's still stalking the jungle.
To be fair, Fire Lolly's actually huge. So, like, you saw the damage that he just dealt, and there's a reason that IG wanted to kill him first. It's not so much because he's just the smiting member and they're looking for a Baron. He's actually the biggest member on that team. Not only that, Zet is doing a lot of damage. Like, there's so many positives EDG somehow out of a really weak early game that have still carried them through. Mako was the only one dying.
It actually just kind of came out of nowhere, I guess, yeah. IG pushed back, but mid tower's already down from EDG. They'll continue the push here. Duke is still sat in the side lane. Mouse is basically keeping him here.
I mean, it ultimately came down to we knew that EDG had the superior 5v5 composition, especially at this point in the game. You know, Duke, he does have his Trinity Force, but he's not that super late game gangplank quite just yet. So they just executed on the composition better, and Invictus Gaming shouldn't have fallen for the trap. They shouldn't have baited into that position to begin with.
He's 2 levels ahead in the jungle, so they're just trying everything.
I did want to point out something cute. It's sort of kind of come and pass, but Marge actually used the Ezreal ultimate cross-map to turn thin creep waves, but naturally he was hitting the ones that weren't empowered by the Baron buff to slow down the sieging potential from EDG. It's not massive, but every little inch counts.
This is such a change of pace as well from, say, 15 minutes ago, where everything was going IG's way. We had Rookie just sitting in the bush, seeing who he could just nuke. who just happened to be walking by. And
We
right
also-
now, EDG are taking Dragon.
Ah, feel the power.
We mentioned this already. Yes, that is an Infernal next, Frostgreen. You can stop, like, visibly tilting to my left. But like we spoke again, IG's team composition, you compare it to EDG, you contrast the differences. Right now, it's harder to execute, but they're executing.
Yeah, Kid wants this kill onto Mako. Mako does not have flash, so he should be falling, but Marge is under attack. He's finished off by Zed. He's falling right here, while Mouse is on the back lines. The depth charge hits Rocky. Rocky goes down into Zhonya's, but he's still followed after by a little bit more damage from Mouse. Should finish him off, but he's got the healing in from Megan. It's not going to be enough in the end. The Scout finishes him off. And now Duke trying to back away, but he's dredgelined back into the
EDG
fight.
have done
A
this.
2 for 4. EDG come out ahead.
They have the tank. They're able to find the team fight, get a great teleport play, and then just walk past the tower and continue to pick up these vital kills and transition it into an inhib.
I don't know how else to say this, but Gragas is harder to execute on than a Nautilus. And Kid decided to throw the Zyra into the perfect position to use the combo with Zet. So Marge just dies. And this is because you make a mistake like that mechanically. You can't do that as a Nautilus. And this is where these things go wrong.
Please, someone hit it.
Yep, there we go. Good job, Zet. The hero that we needed. And I wanted to see a close game, friends, but not like this.
Knock him towards the gangplank ult. Instead of this, because Marge dies before he can even move, he's just knocked up by the Zyra. Again, the strength of the Zyra. IG have a team composition that can go forwards, can go backwards, but if you run at EDG, they've got a comp that's really good at denying.
And then at this point, it's just the fact that Mouse has the tower aggro, so even though Rookie doesn't immediately go down, they just walk through all of this damage.
And an inhib broken now at 30 minutes. EDG completely turning this game around. 5,000 gold advantage, 6-3 towers. And they're just in such a dominating position now that you wouldn't have thought was possible in the early game. But IG, they just kind of self-destructed. And you said at the start, Rusty, this is a hard composition to execute. I had faith when IG got ahead, but it was misplaced.
This is also now back-to-back games that Kid has kind of been the weak link in Invictus Gaming. Picked out on Kozik's last game at pivotal moments to give away key objectives. Now misusing these Gragas barrels.
Whereas the creator of the newest Halo in the middle lane has been performing quite well, he just doesn't have the team surrounding him.
That was deep.
That was.
Damn, wasn't expecting that one. How's a curveball? Duke locked up. How's Duke doing right now? He's 2-6, but he has 3 items.
Pretty average, actually. He hasn't had a good laning phase. He built to not have a good laning phase. Again, it was just basically to survive, but even at this stage, still not really getting enough done. It's a cost-efficient build. He has damage, but he's not connecting it.
We have found Mouse, and Mouse is not really taking any damage. That was what you could call a wasted ultimate from Kid right there. And IG will go back to try and defend, but they have one ultimate down, and it was a real key one. Oh, Megan will have to go back to base, and Scout saying, well, I can throw Shock Blast too, Rocky.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, is what Scout is feeling right now. He's like, this feels good, doesn't it, IG?
Yeah. Excellent. Anyone can win with this broken champion. Haha. Top lane going to go down to EDG. Advantage just exacerbated while Duke is still soaking up waves in the side lanes.
And there's 20 seconds till the Baron buff is available again, so EDG time this well. They get the turret, they recall, they get their vision, they get their items, they set up for the next major objective. And if they get the Baron, it's usually the game-winning objective. At this stage, they've already broken the base. Next part is all that much easier.
EDG love the Barons, and they make it work as well. They'll be able to shove it in. Probably the reason why they took game 1 as well, in all honesty. 32 minutes in. Definitely EDG's game to lose, Kid. Don't get caught. He's got E. Should be able to get over the wall.
He's also got Lulu behind him, so a lot of safety there. And really what needs to happen is they need to get Megan into this area to lay down the vision. But to do so, they need to get control of their waves, and frankly, no one is paying attention right now to Mouse. Duke's rushing over there, but for the next 45 seconds, Invictus Gaming can't approach this pit.
It's just a tough situation at Struggle Street right now for IG, who now on the back foot. See them not overreach, and by them I mean Kid, because so far play's not been working out. Mouse leading the charge. Trying to find that dredge line, turns the corner. Great stun from Rocky. That dredge line
Rengar's
landed.
looking towards Syndra.
And there's no tower to retreat to. The flash, the R click onto Rocky. That's going to force some type of response from IG. Good knock up there once again, but they get the kill onto Mouse. Sometimes you just shred through the tank, and Scout has to run back as well. Fire Lolly jumps in, but it was not the time to. He does take out Duke, but at the cost of his own life, surely. Marge takes him out in the end. Here comes Zed. He looks for one, but he's also going to fall. Oh! The Glidlant's not enough damage, and everyone is on one shot away from death. It's a 2 versus 2 right now as the Shock Blast does not land. And Scout and Mako walk away.
And Zet does eventually go down. There's not enough health in their names to actually go for anything here. And we end up with a stalemate, with a truce, and with Invictus Gaming licking their wounds and defending their base in that middle lane. But that was a pretty close fight.
Yeah, and things started to go really sideways when EDG kind of funneled head first into a lot of Invictus Gaming, particularly Duke's damage. Like, the gangplank's there, he set up, he had the ultimate. They didn't get the kills that they wanted to, and then suddenly it looks really bad because Zet's just ulting. He's not there to actually participate in the fight. Things look better when he finally comes around the corner and starts to lay down the ridiculous Jhin damage.
If Mako had exhaust that entire time. Between him and Zed, they just weren't really there at the start of it, as he dies to minions, I believe, by the way. He doesn't have life steal.
Oh, that feels bad. Yep. Could have just walked into the brush as well.
He
That
was
not warded by IG.
eyeing off a pentakill. He had 3 kills. And then the minions got him. That's when the minions attacked.
Yep. The 6th and 7th member of the team, unseen until now. But 17-13 in this game, and that fight was definitely more even. IG still have a little bit more bite to them.
The good thing, though, is that even though Invictus Gaming lost the fight, and they'll probably pick up
that's the stun as well, and the ultimate from Marge. Rocky gets the kill.
Big
TP
fight
from Mouse, but it's an outnumbered fight. Fire Lolly detonates Marge. They're turning their attention to Rocky. Still on the back lines. Kid goes down as well. Mouse untouched on the front lines. Duke, he's backing away, but he'll drag the dancing grenade with him. Meanwhile, Megan gonna be falling here. A 2-for-3 trade.
It looks like it's all. There's actually EDG pressing towards this middle lane inhibitor before they even consider the Baron an option. I like this from EDG. It's a safe bet. There's nothing to prevent them from pushing in.
And this was the one good thing about Invictus Gaming kind of winning or surviving the last fight, is that it bought them enough time for their inhib to respawn. And then suddenly, that advantage completely gone and out the window again.
Well, looking towards Baron now. Multiple on the waypings. Looks like EDG wants it. And do IG even have a response? Well, Duke has no ultimate. He's gone bot lane, and Rocky can't really go in as one man. March has just respawned. The Kid only just respawned.
On a ward, they don't really care that there's 2 of them there. And they'll see the next one.
Here comes Duke, TPing in.
It's going to be too late.
With the random barrel.
He's knocked up as well from Mouse. Nope, not going to happen. Mouse had the vision over him and prevents any type of steal attempt. Clean from EDG. This Baron, let's see how much damage they can do with it. Picking up multiple new items now. Edge of Night into the mid lane once more. And Scout is absolutely massive. These last couple of team fights have been kind to him.
Yeah, it's been getting better for Rookie though as the fights have progressed. The Zonias has been used on multiple spells. The Nautilus ultimate is actually forcing his Zonias though. And so Fire Lolly needs to readjust the way they've been playing these team fights. If they want it to be a whitewash, force the Zonias out of the Nautilus ultimate, go in afterwards, but don't go in directly in front of your team. Hit a flank, because then you don't get stunned by Rookie and everything goes right for you. With this Baron buff, you'd expect that they just use perhaps the flank. Rengar can ult and just be invisible on the side through the middle lane. They can pressure away IG from the base. However, with a Gangplank and a Syndra, especially when Syndra has blue buff, pretty hard to stop them from clearing, even with Baron minions.
Yeah, the nice thing about Gangplank is he doesn't care about Baron whatsoever. Yeah. So EDG do need to be a bit brave here or try to play multiple pressure points. They want to try to squeeze IG.
And the W true damage as well coming out of Syndra. Another added bonus you may not consider.
Yep. All of that equals a lot of wave clear.
And Philo is doing exactly what you want. He's forcing the creep wave in, empowering it with the Baron, and he's also there for that flank, so dual purpose.
He's dragged Rookie over to him. Mark takes a bit of damage. Also locked up from the Jhin. Opening up the curtain court, but Kid is there to tank these shots along with Megan and Duke. For a final one, just to eke around the side and see if he can hit a better target. It'll hit Kid on the end, but it will mean that they are able to crack the tower. So just by holding that fourth shot, Zet allows them to open up another inhibitor. They have found Fire Lolly, but does have Guardian Angel. He should be going down for a second time.
That man is dead.
Yep. Very, very dead. Almost took someone with him, but IG will go back to base now and have a little bit of breathing room.
I love the fadeaway ping on the inhib from EDG. It's like, but I died for this. You could have taken it.
Kill, please. Anything. Baron, or rather Dragon up in just under 2 minutes now. IG, at the very least, are able to escape their base and place down some vision, maybe even take away the Scuttle Crab.
Actually, a really good opportunity for them to place that vision at least before the dragon itself spawns. We get to see as Mako dies to an Ezreal, one of the other reasons why they don't actually go for the inhibitor. Gangplank's ultimate, pretty big zoning tool.
This is probably one of the roughest games I've seen from Mako in a long time.
Yeah. He did commit to the full AP route though. Went for Leandra's and Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Didn't just go for one and any resistances.
And like you were saying, he definitely needed to because they are severely lacking magic damage on this composition with the Jace, Jhin, and Rengar.
Correct.
Yep. Once to get in there, lay down the payload, which is his full combo. We've seen that come to great effect as well. We saw March just get blown up in the mid lane.
And you'll note that Nautilus is actually the support of the team relative to Mako being the AP carry support role. He's gone for the locket, he's gone for the other item that is a crown that you give to people. It's a crown.
You make them wear it. I always call it the checkers item. King me.
I feel like a knight's vow is, you know, knighting them with a sword. So I don't like that you give them a crown.
But you can also take it away, right? So
why are they getting a crown as a knight?
It's non-permanent. You think it should be like a sword or something? Like a sword?
A sword icon should come above there.
It's true. Just makes sense. Get on that. Mouse, initiate onto Duke, but he does have that Sterix, remember, so he's going to get the shield, but it didn't really mean much! Mouse is also dropping low, he'll have to flash away. Kid, where's the ultimate? Where is it? Jump after, Zet's jumping in, looks to assassinate March, but they lose Mako! Rookie comes in, he gets one, he gets two, IG win the fight!
EDG just in shambles. IG is so good as a team comp. They might have Fire Lolly.
Don't check that brush!
Kid, no! He was stuck in the animation of his W, Kid. That's so tragic.
If he hadn't W'd there, that would have been a kill.
That would have been a free Elder is what it would have been.
Oh. See the start of that fight once again because it looked like he had gotten Duke, but he just survived for so long where Mouse took a lot of damage as well in return.
And look at the ridiculous health back that Duke got back. That said, after Duke shambles away from the fight, you were wondering where Kid's ultimate is. It's about to be right here, right on Zet. So great follow-up and great layering of cooldowns from Invictus Gaming.
Elder Dragon also being done in the bottom of your screen.
IG have control over it. Fire Lolly onto the bottom side, but he's taken out. Meanwhile, IG shoved away.
And
it's Elder Dragon over to Kid. Mouse knocked into the team. This kill would be a big win for IG. Dredgeline, he's getting carried forward, but they get the slowdown. The CC chain. Mouse is dead, so is Fire Lolly. IG have the Elder Dragon.
And the thing is their waves are prepped. Again, this is what we've been complimenting IG all game. Particularly, Rookie is the guy who's been setting up these waves for them time and time again. It means that they get the Elder, they get the kill, and then they rotate and they take the tower. And that's the difference between a good team and a great team.
Both of these comps are designed to say if you run at us, you're going to have a difficult time. Even through a Baron buff, IG can weather the storm of EDG's onslaught. And now no more Baron. They get a team fight they're looking for. They pick up an Elder Dragon. And they still can't commit to that siege, unfortunately, towards the base of EDG because Mako's standing, Scout's standing, the threat's there. And they were due for a very well-deserved recall. As we get to watch this fight again, the Elder Dragon.
I have a feeling Fire Lolly is going to jump up and die.
Timed well, though.
Yeah,
as the
March
Ezreal went to ult, so...
It was the right time to go in, yeah, exactly. And the rest was pretty much history, honestly, off the back of that play. But I feel like we've just re-entered game one, where it's just a team fight will take it. And it really just, you know, say things to the fact that, like, these teams are very evenly matched in the end of things. It's a battle for second place in standings, and it really could go either way.
And like you said, it's always super exciting and very fun to watch when the Execution of the Victor is praised for their ability to perfectly play a team fight. Not just a macro game, but making sure that the right cooldowns at the right second are used for the right targets.
All about the Baron buff right now, though, Pulse. It's up in 2 seconds. EDG haven't actually been able to get in the area. It's a Rengar ult to spot it.
They'll see Duke. And Kid will step out. Don't really want
Because they want to go mid. EDG shouldn't actually go for the Baron. They should look towards the inhibitors.
But they still need to respect the fact that they do not want to fight IG. So it's kind of like they want to see them and then skirt around them.
Got that mid wave, keep the lanes pushed. IG had priority in mid lane and top lane now. Bot lane's going to crash and equalize for a little bit. IG still have control over the pit while they have the Elder Dragon that will be wearing off shortly.
I don't blame them for doing that. All the poke coming out of Jin's W is enough to half-health Rookie.
Oh.
They have started the Baron off, and EDG are coming in.
Master's leading the charge, and he has his Guardian Angel back up. Here comes the Kurt Core. First shot, second shot goes wide, looking for third and fourth, but they're going to be unimpactful.
IG can actually go straight from the Baron to the top lane if they win a fight. However, EDG, the inside track towards this inhibitor one more time. IG need to respect this fact. This is becoming a pretty dangerous dance.
They start the Baron once more. Indecision striking. EDG, when do they strike? When do they pounce? Shock Blast landing onto Rookie. Mouse coming forwards. Ultimate popped by Fire Lolly. That forces the back from IG.
EDG
Mouse
the Baron.
starts
What
it
are you
as well.
doing, Invictus Gaming?
It finally resets. Sigh of relief, but IG needs to be really careful how they stagger these backs here unless they just want to give up the buff.
Random recalls coming in. Kid will have to back away. Top tower finally falls to IG.
Kid has to go bottom right now, or they might even lose the turret to the pressure of those minion waves. So EDG straight away go to this Baron. IG force the play, and their hand might actually be turned against them.
Can Kid save the day?
Zero vision over the Baron buff, and the steal does not come through. Fire Lolly with the Baron once more over to EDG.
Duke also had his ultimate, so he could have potentially just used that on the Baron in the first place, but holds it. Didn't use it on the bottom wave to stay with the team and fight. Invictus Gaming just lost to the Baron. Not even the buff, just the Baron.
And that was one of the first times that we've seen kind of indecision really plague the team. Because it's like you said, they set up for that play, and then indecisively, are we pulling off of it? Are we engaging the fight? Are we letting them poke us? Are we going top? Are we going back? And just through all of this wealth of options, just lost everything.
There's the Baron going down, and EDG will be pressuring once more. Still in a situation where EDG need to win a fight, but it will be on home ground for IG. We are essentially 6 items deep onto every single item build, so it will come down to this fight. Fire Lolly potentially getting caught out. Flash the body, slam the knock into the rest of the team. He does have Guardian Angel and a TP coming in from Mouse. They have to deal with him.
Mouse is deep.
Kid also on to the Guardian Angel. Mouse has to make his way out. Fire Lolly caught out by Rookie. Kid backing away. Not a kill onto Mako. Rookie, he's going in. He's popping up. He's looking for the kill onto Mouse, and they have to abandon the Titan of the Depths. He goes into the Guardian Angel. Zed and Scout chasing down onto Duke, but he's too far away. Shock Blast does not get the kill onto Kid. 3 kills to IG.
But ultimately, can IG do anything with this numbers advantage? They need to reset the map. You still have Scout and Zed who still have Baron buff, so it's not like...
Whoa, where's the Ezreal?
Hello?
Okay, only
what
one
in the
left.
What? March just assassinates Scout, and that maybe just signaled the end of the game.
And that's massive, because what I was saying is the 2 primary wave clears are still alive for EDG. Now only one. They had Baron, and it's only the Jhin.
If Zet ever gets his ult again, EDG will still be fine. Like Invictus Gaming, I would challenge if they can even get through this at the moment. Thankfully, Kid is back, so they'll get a turret. And what they've really done is killed 4 of the 5 Barons on the enemy team. EDG's Baron power play is massively in the negatives as we get to see Marge take him apart. The Q Shock Blast missed from Scout.
Very close, but March had confidence that he could make the play happen. 8-3 right now. And had a minion wave been there, that would have been more damage, maybe even opening up the base as well, but it was at least very well played to Zet with the 200 IQ trap that just cleared up the rest of the minions there.
Have fun with that minion, Mako.
It's okay.
Have fun with that
Mouse.
minion.
Yeah.
I was like,
Literally
he's
none
got
of
a
these
friend,
people
not the right
can
friend.
deal with that minion. Yep.
Wrong friend. Oh god.
Anyone? Scal, come down here, please.
I guess we're going to go to the 52 to 55 minute mark. We're looking for another Elder Dragon, perhaps the next Baron, unless they can generate a pick here. So right now the map is at equal footing. A single Baron buff doesn't really dictate all that much pressure. IG actually have momentum again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking bets on when this game is going to end. 55 minutes, Rusty.
Oh, that's probably when the fight breaks out. You know what? Yeah, let's just go 55.
First, Kieran.
I'm just going to give you a number.
I'm going to go 53.
53, okay, that's very specific. I'm going to say we're going to go past the hour mark.
EDG's just pressed their ultimate.
Fire Lolly clicked R. Everyone's going to run away.
He knows it's pretty silly to go in. There's no Guardian Angel available for him.
He's just scouting so they can place deep vision.
Yeah, Throw of the Hunt isn't the longest of cooldowns at the stage in the game. That lasts for a century. It forces IG back into the base once again. Elder Dragon and Baron. Long way until that one spawns. Clearing out the wards, clearing out the camps, clearing out everything. And Kid, he's being hit or miss, but when he's hit...
He is chunked.
Oh, he's very hit. In the mid lane. Oh, no. Get out. Okay, redemption. Keeps him alive. He'll back away. And the Lulu ultimate also used. And Duke's ultimate used. That was so many resources from IG just burnt.
There's only the Syndra ultimate available, but they have so much wave clear with just their regular spells that honestly it's hard to breach these walls because they bottleneck themselves in. But the Jin's ulted, they want it right now.
Should be at the very least this inhibitor. Scout has to be careful. He doesn't get just nuked by Rookie. And that'll be enough to force EDG once again out of the IG base. They're trying for round 2. They have a minion wave coming in. Marge is sticking around. Do a bit of poke. Shift down to do this wave to Mouse. Rest of the team is back. Duke setting up these barrels. Doesn't land onto the front line. Once again from EDG. A stare down in the mid lane.
He scares them off as well. So again, the zone control available from Invictus Gaming is pushing EDG in and then back out of the base. The Jhin ulti was good for a time, but it doesn't actually have the pressure if you can't find the carries, and Rookie's flank is threatening constantly.
And there's nowhere else for EDG to be on this map right now. They do have a slow push coming into the bottom lane, but
look at top.
We're waiting on Elder, we're waiting on Baron. Might as well just kind of, again, go fishing. Run it up mid lane, see what you get.
Bottom's now equalized immediately because of the Syndra wave clear. Top's a problem, so if we're waiting for an objective, it's the same buffs pretty much close to the same time. And IG have the side wave control until that's reset, which means the initial vision will be there for Invictus Gaming.
If there was to be a trade, which team wants which buff?
Neither team wants the Elder, unless you take the Elder to the Baron.
I mean, Baron buff doesn't necessarily mean much for EDG just because Invictus Gaming's composition doesn't care about Baron buff minions really, and all of its wave clear. So I almost feel like, while I agree normally, I think the Elder is almost worth more in this case. At least for EDG.
Well, it's up first either way, so they will look towards it. 40-second window between Elder and Baron. Like, end of the day, IG get that inside track for reasons we've already mentioned. They just started. They want this.
Here comes the
real
TP.
Tanky. A long time to take out this objective. It is dropping fast though. Fire Lolly has the camouflage.
Gangplank ulti is pretty big here though.
Shock blast onto Duke, resetting the dragon. Here comes the curtain call. Blocked up by Kid. Dragon very low. The spike comes in from Fire Lolly. Could be the deciding factor in this fight. Mouse goes down into Guardian Angel. Rookie in the center. He'll flash away. Fire Lolly off to the side, looking for the assassination. Duke also on the wrong side of the fight. Mouse flashes out. March very low. Honey fruit pop. He wants this. Oh, it's barely enough to keep him alive as the shock blast comes in. IG head back to base.
And that means the Baron for EDG. Like Rusty said, they use the Elder, they win the team fight, they walk to the Baron. This will burn down quickly, and all of the waves will be crashing into IG.
IG are running towards the Baron buff, but I don't think they'll even be close to getting there in time. And now all of the time in the world with these buffs for EDG after they recall. They're set up for success as best they possibly can be. If they lose here, they can only blame themselves.
EDG, both big objectives. Gold has stopped mattering. 2 inhibs exposed. EDG, they have to make it work on this push.
For our sake. They need to make it work on this push.
It's probably 3 AM right now, right?
Fun fact, Pulse and Rusty
Yep.
have been chained at this desk since 6 o'clock.
50 minutes to the hour, Rusty. EDG, they have this shot. We're ready to go.
That's right, voice in my head. We're still going.
We're still going!
Onward and upward, boys.
Finally.
Oh, please run in and
He's
kill each
hunting.
other.
He's ready to go. He's looking for someone, but there's no one alone. But why not just pop the ultimate, see what you can find.
He's able to do it freely. We already mentioned again the cooldown's quite low. The Baron buff will also help with their side wave control. It equalizes all of the pressure that Rookie's been placing down onto them by having side waves consistently pushed. Same thing with Ezreal clipping it, as you just saw.
Okay, here's the thing. Do you take the gamble? Do you just run the 5v5 in? Do you try to play the side wave?
Your Jace poke down, they've got the Elder Dragon buff. They don't have sustain on the side of Invictus Gaming. You hit a Jin W after a Jace Shock Blast, and then you go.
And there it is, right onto Marge and Rookie, the two perfect members. Redemption comes down. We're trying to break this in here. Kid is standing strong still.
He'll save it, that's clever.
And again, the fourth shot. This is the multiple times we've seen this out from Zetn in this game. EDG will continue pushing up the top lane, but they don't have these ultimates this time. They do have fire lollies. Means everyone from IG will have to stick together.
Got to be careful though, Kid can definitely still go. He has flash for the body slam.
Rookie
He chooses to engage.
is trying to set up. He has multiple orbs on the field, ready to blow up whoever jumps in. Fire Lolly does have the Guardian Angel if he wants the suicide mission. Marge dodging out these shock blasts. I'm not sure if EDG have enough in the tank.
They actually still have a bottom wave pushing though. They can just stay up here. They can make this work and just slowly push in. If someone doesn't go bottom, Gangplank has to ult it immediately.
And that's also on top of the super creeps that will be pushing into the mid lane. So they just need to be patient.
We're
Smother
waiting.
Invictus Gaming.
On fourth shots out from Zet to slowly chunk this one away.
They're not aware of it. IG are just not respecting that bottom wave. They only just pinged it now. Ezreal wasted his ultimate top. The turret's basically dead.
Again, indecision punishing them in late game matters where it matters most. I feel like they're going to get desperate and we're just going to see two teams run at each other.
Yeah.
Watch Kid.
Whoever's itchy on the trigger finger. Eventually IG fold, lose top inhib. Bottom inhib looks like it's soon to follow, but
If
we're
IG
getting
don't
low
go for this inhibitor.
on Baron minions. We've only got a little bit longer on this buff. Again, the ultimate is up from Zet.
And the fact that in the Siege that the Jhin ultimate came up twice just kind of speak to the situation that IG are in, the hole that they've dug themselves into. Kid has to go.
They gotta dig up. Mouse dodges out of the force of
They're
will.
waiting
March
for a Syndra stun. There it is, a Gangplank ulti though.
to chase down. Can we get any slows? Mouse running away. He's
Here they
getting
go.
chunked very quickly. Duke with another parlay. Rookie as well, trying to get the stun down. Doesn't find it. Ultimate unleash power. Mouse will flash away. Marge jumps in very deep but gets away with it. Fire Lolly, he has ultimate. He wants to jump on top of Marge. He's slightly exposed. Arcane Shift.
They're trying to kill the teleporting member of the team, Mouse, but he has the teleport and he's full health. Here they go.
Kid engaged. He's going to try and use this opportunity. They find Mako. Isn't enough, though. Everyone on top of each other. Mouse, he backs off. Fire Lolly jumps in. He's onto Marge. He gets down.
Look at
He's
Scout.
taking him out. That's another kill. Rocky going in there. 2 for 0. IG winning the fight. Kid very low. Mouse comes back up. Another kill.
Invictus came in.
3 kills, 4 kills. Zed's still alive. That's a grenade. 2 more. 3
Oh,
more.
no.
3 to 5.
And the
IG
minions.
stay alive.
That was almost the situation where the minions were going to win the game. IG barely surviving the fight at 57 minutes. And Gangplank is alive, so they have enough wave clear you would expect to, by the skin of their teeth, get through this.
Oh my god.
We're going past 1 hour, boys. I
The
won.
observer's telling us that they should probably clear this wave of
Anybody?
minions.
Duke, there's no one to kill you, mate. Just go bot lane. Just clear out the wave.
Thank you, allied minions, for distracting them.
God bless.
Naturally, when the allied creep wave approaches the inhib, the creeps will change target priority.
Yes.
Do they still get... Mate,
Thank you, Wikipedia.
It's like 60 minutes in. I don't know what you want from me. You want my ace analysis? This should have ended 30 minutes ago.
The cannon minion is a minion on a cannon.
And every third wave. No, but do the creeps still get frozen here, or do they change that, hotfix that?
Well,
If the wave gets stuck right before the inhib, and since the incoming creep wave, it can actually deep freeze a wave right there. Do you remember this?
they should never freeze.
No, it
Wouldn't be able to tell you,
happened.
mate.
It happened in the European EULCS.
It's such an EU thing to have a deep freeze happen even in the bonus.
No, it's because of how
Isn't it?
they changed their target when they approach the inhib versus the approaching wave.
I think that's a super minion.
I will go back and look it up.
So far, it has not applied to this game. EDG versus IG. We're 58 minutes in, boys and girl. And Mart, he's taking away red buff. It's going to come down to yet another fight. And we said this, like, I feel like half an hour ago.
Mate, there's
when
a
we
reason
said
why there's
it's
just
gonna come
weird
down to
lines
one
coming
fight
out.
for us. But it's been down to like 6 fights in a
But
row.
EDG still have the control of Summoner's Rift, so if Invictus Gaming win a fight, it'll come down to how many are alive, can we tank turrets, and can we somehow coerce a minion wave to be alive at the perfect moment. It's pretty hard to do compared to EDG's who's going to win a game.
Sorry, I'm looking at Pulse because he's got makeup in his eye.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll survive. I've done it once before, lads. EDG pushed down in the bottom lane. Here comes Mouse. He's pushed back. Duke once more. He's onto the front lines. Gets the barrel down. Turning around with the ultimate. Zet's holding it. Kid very low. He'll finally
please!
fall,
He's
but
ending
he's
the game. He's
exchanged.
backdooring.
Mako, backdoor from Fire Lonnie. Everyone get back to base. Mouse is stopping everyone he can. Duke's on top of him. Megan as well. He should be able to stop him, surely. The flash comes out.
They
Here
got it.
comes Mouse. No way did that just happen. EDG finish it off 2-1.
Thank you, Fire Lolly. Uses the Rengar ultimate not to check for vision, but to slip underneath Invictus Gaming's vision and backdoor the open Nexus.
Cat Jesus saves the day.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, Cat Jesus. We went to 60
Unbelievable.
minutes. That was a real challenge, though, for EDG to try and end. Team composition-wise, that was a challenge. But finally, they got there. Invictus Gaming, you'd have to feel super defeated, though. Both games they lost were hard fought, and the one game that they did win was clean and easy.
2 games going past 60 minutes is absolutely absurd. And EDG, they took it in the end, but it really could have just gone either way.
And we call this a battle for second. You know, RNG, a very clear cut above EDG. And this still feels incredibly unclear. You know, we didn't get a definitive answer. Is EDG the better team? They won this series, but certain dragons had spawned differently. If certain people hadn't gotten caught out at particular moments.
Scout on his birthday got caught out a few times.
So did everyone, though, I have to feel, in that game.
The birthday buff. Put him over the line.
Maybe it was, but it was just a coin flip towards the end. Wouldn't been able to call it. So many team fights going either way. Objectives, Barons, Elder Dragons. I don't even want to know how many Elder Dragons and Barons sacrificed their lives to make this series happen.
But we do...
A lot.
But we did have one question answered, and it's kind of this idea of the mid-tier of the LPL is very dense, and it's very close. We thought that there was going to be this big gap between kind of top and bottom, but we have so many teams, QG, IMA, IG, EDG, WE, who are just kind of this meaty, dense middle section of our league.
Edward Gaming.
That's a swing.
2-1. That is many swings in that game,
also-
specifically 4.
Yeah. Bringing it back from 6.3k to actually being in the lead and then going back down all over again. Just goes to show how big a swing a neutral objective can actually cause when Elder Dragon and Baron are present. Because it was from that point where EDG had the 6,000 advantage at 36 minutes, the Elder Dragon and Baron arrive. Suddenly we're back to square one.
We didn't quite get over an hour. 3 seconds off. So, there we go. We did get that one. But EDG, are they second place, I guess is the question. Wow, look at that damage from Zet. I mean, you're going to hit those numbers when you get into late game, but Zet really was helping EDG get multiple inhibitors.
I mean, he was going for the pentakill. You could see it in his eyes in that top lane.
Yeah, before he got killed by those minions.
He was a bit overzealous with the flash, I think was probably the bigger problem.
Yeah, no, he played really well. Zet played incredibly well on the Jhin. He was against a lack of tanks, I will say, though, so he was always doing a lot of damage. The Ws and the ultimates were doing work, and the crit was always a kill threat on anybody he was nearby. I think that overall, Firelolly also performed quite well when it came to it. The damage he was doing, he was out jungling Kid. There was a lot of positives there for EDG. I wouldn't say they're the second best team, though, to answer the question. I'd say they're equal, perhaps second best team with WE. But they're not first best. That's all I can really say.
Would you put
after
IG,
that, I don't really know.
Would you then put IG below all of those players, all of those teams? WE, EDG, RNG?
It's a giant pool. RNG is the only one that's above it right now. You know, that 10-meter diving board, slightly above everyone else.
Three-way tie, maybe.
Unfortunately, it just kind of feels like, what day is it? If it's Tuesday, Invictus Gaming win. If it's Wednesday, EDG win. If it's, you know what I mean? Like, they're just, none of these teams are consistent enough to definitively have, like, a clear-cut ranking. The only team is RNG, and they're rightfully on top. And so until we start seeing some form of consistency from our elite, it's just a giant, muddy, murky mud wrestling.
Mess. It's messy.
Well, at least we have RNG.
Now we're mud wrestling. All right.
I mean, it's so hard going into an analyst desk like this when we were also the casters. So it's like, analyst desk, take it away. All right, thanks, us. Great. So it's like we broke down so much in that game that it's hard to look back at the entire series, but we will be looking towards the MVP, which is Firelolly. Even in the fights that didn't go his way, I think he did the best that he could have done. One of the fights that stands out to me is the Elder Dragon fight, where he jumps in, tries to kill the Ezreal while he's in ult animation, dies, but what else could he have done, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think of Firelolly this game, and I actually remember the fight near Baron where he should have died to Rookie actually disrespecting how much damage he was going to do, doesn't kill him. And then suddenly, you know, Firelolly comes in and kills absolutely everybody. This is the moment where they end the game, however, because of the heads-up play from Firelolly saying that I am going to backdoor the base whilst the fight starts. I won't react.
Thank you, Firelolly. I would give him the MVP just for that.
We probably did. No, it was good in the end. You know, it's just a heads-up play that everyone was focused on this fight, that no one even saw Rengar until it was too late. That was like an Nexus going down to 30%, him hitting it like 15 times before people actually saw him.
But again, that's also kind of the issue. We don't actually normally see this from Invictus Gaming, and maybe it's just because their games are so quick. But endurance was definitely an issue in keeping attention and keeping focus. EDG passed that test. I may pass that test, but Invictus Gaming, decisiveness, shot calling, whatever it was, when it came down to the wire of like over 45 minutes, they started to fall apart, where they weren't clear, are we taking the Baron, are we disengaging from the Baron, are we engaging on this inhib, are we not? And in the end, that's what tore them apart.
I think it's just awareness of the little details, though. So, like, placing wards in the right places. Rookie was the person doing all the side lane control, but if he's in the middle of a team fight and Duke's the one that's meant to be doing that, or Kid or Megan's meant to be aware of this fact and they don't actually deal with the wave, the Ezreal ults the team fight instead of bottom lane, and this is what happens afterwards. Like, things go down for free. I feel like Invictus Gaming could just be slightly more aware. I think it's just their communication output, though, like on where they should be focusing, and like the small details just get exacerbated as you hit 60 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much that, because honestly, we got to another game, 2 games in a series where it comes down to a team fight. And so many times we get like 2-3 members dropping, and it means a tower. It doesn't quite mean the game, but it means a big objective. And it just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until we finally get one decisive team fight.
And all of the team fights weren't whitewashes. There wasn't someone at 55 minutes just getting the 5-0. They were still reasonably close team fights. It's just that, once again, leading up to the fight or during the fight, the individual members of EDG had further awareness of more than just what was happening on their screen.
It does kind of raise some red flags, though, as we look towards like international competition on LPL as a region and their ability to close late game, like their understanding of late game mechanics. Their 5v5 is always going to be wonderful, but the fact of the matter is they believe that the only way you can close is by fighting over monster objectives like the Baron, like the Elder. And sometimes there's cute little things with, you know, some side wave control or setting up waves, but they're kind of almost incidental at that point. And it's never this matter of them fighting over vision or sculpting out perfect team fights earlier. They're just constantly on these timers. And against better teams, Korean teams, they're going to get punished.
So this split was all about rebuilding, and we once again got to see a top of the table clash. Have we gotten better? I guess is the question. Do you think we've gotten better from 2016 summer?
Rebuilding is not a short-term goal, right? So if you rebuild and you rebuild all of the rosters, you get rid of Koreans, you bring in new Koreans even, like it's going to be a worlds thing. So rebuilding to me is a two-split endeavor. And even if they don't look great right now or look great at MSI, we still should be building up and ramping up one more time for worlds. That to me is the ultimate goal. I think right now, I would say we haven't gotten that much better. It's just indicative that RNG can change roster, EDG can change roster and still be the number 1 and 2 teams in our region. But we will get better as time progresses.
Yeah. And it's the fact that they have the organization, they have the structure, so they're able to move those pieces around. It is quite curious that the all-Chinese roster is the most dominant right now in the LPL. You know, they're not dealing with those growing pains of fitting in new Korean or foreign players that don't necessarily are dealing with language barrier for the first time, whereas RNG doesn't have that. They're able to pick up rookies. Let Me, in particular, isn't even a rookie new to that organization or those players. They all have experience playing with him before, so it's really just Ming that they're integrating.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising just in the end, but it's kind of nice for national pride, right, that you actually have the team. And when you see a series like this with imports, it's just like, well, maybe you should have just gone all Chinese for this year, because maybe you're looking towards split 2, but we don't have any clear-cut knowledge that if they will actually get better.
Yes, but let me introduce you to OMG. So while I do agree with you, and definitely there is national pride, that's why RNG are one of the favorite teams in the region, you still have 2 Chinese teams in this league. One of them is the number 1 team, and one of them is like second to last.
Hey, OMG is starting to pick up wins. Maybe they start turning it around.
They might.
Maybe.
They do have one good style. I'll give them that. They're aggressive, they like to go forward, and it's the communication, I guess, that helps allow them to do that. I can say I'm going.
Now Kai Siver.
And they'll understand me.
It's true. Let's take a look at standings. So at top of the board, RNG, IG, EDG, WE. Again, it's just this dog pile at the top where you have RNG sitting above them all. I would say head and shoulders, honestly, from the series we saw against them and EDG, who have now kind of secured second place. And there's not that many people really nipping at their heels. Like, you could maybe say that maybe, if they turn it around, from, like, the series that we saw earlier today. But honestly, it's that top 4 that has clear separation.
You also can't help but feel a little bit excited for when we go back from cross-group to regular play to see WE play EDG again, and to see, you know, the teams that are 1 and 2 in their own groups actually play each other one more time, because right now, cross-group's cool. It's the first time and the only time you'll see them do it this split, but we've seen what can come out of an EDG WE set, and it looks like WE are improving and EDG are improving, and towards the end of the split, that's where the really good games can actually come out.
On the same token, though, it's so sad that we only get to see Scout versus Rookie one time during the split, unless those Titans meet in playoffs, because that was just ridiculous. Like, I mean, everyone's tired. We just sat through like a 60-minute game of a 3-game series, but early on, like, those 1v1 outplays were disgustingly cool.
And we still saw those outplays in Game 3, you know, like we had a long series, but particularly in Game 2, the mental fortitude from a team like IG, where they came out of the gate swing, they ended the second game in 30 minutes. So it was honestly very impressive to see that IG, despite losing the series as a whole, still had that ability in the back pocket.
Yeah, you have to give credit to IG where it's due. They didn't play poorly, they just lost at a 50-minute fight twice.
Yeah, that was pretty much it for us. Kieran, any closing remarks before we eventually close the day? It's been a long one.
I do want to give some credit to IMA. I feel like we always have this phrase that teams are inconsistent. And I think IMA proved today that they're actually probably the most consistent team in the LPL. You know exactly what you're going to get from IMA every single time.
That's true, because we had some queries over IMA, right? We were saying that we look at the team, our producer said WE. Yes, that was potentially a thing. But IMA, the Cinderella stories maybe come to an end, coming off all of these amazing kind of runs, and the shoe didn't fit, and we were like, oh, well, they always look towards late game planning. Are they a Quasimodo? Maybe they're really good Quasimodo, because they came out and actually won a series today, so maybe that's the case. Regardless, I'm going insane, so we're going to close the day. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. It's been a long one, so if you've stuck with us, thank you so much. We'll see you next time, fam.
Peace, fam.